Hey everyone, welcome to a brand new explainer. Today we're doing a complete jiza, basically an absolute deep dive analysis into a beauty trend that has completely taken over. We're talking about the highly requested, intensely glamorous Arabic eye makeup look that is literally trending all across Pakistan right now. To figure out how this magic actually happens, we're pulling insights directly from the incredibly detailed tutorial by Hurain Fatima Vlog. So let's jump right into this masterclass and uncover exactly how this stunning look comes together.
Now, if you've ever been endlessly scrolling through your feed and just stopped dead in your tracks at a flawlessly blended, shimmering eye look, you know exactly what we're talking about today. But let's be real, trying to recreate this visually intricate style yourself can sometimes end in total frustration. So do you want a foolproof roadmap to actually nail this golden Arabic cut crease without the stress? Whether you're a seasoned makeup enthusiast or just an ambitious beginner looking for that perfect technique, you are in exactly the right place.
Okay, before we even think about picking up a single brush, we need to understand the structural aim of today's cosmetic transformation. An Arabic cut crease? It isn't just your standard everyday eyeshadow look. No way, it's a highly dramatic technique. It requires a sharply defined eyelid crease that vividly separates the upper lid from the lower lid, followed by an extended, beautifully winged outer corner. That signature elongated Arabic shape, that's the architecture we're building today.
To pull this off, we're going to follow a very specific chronological roadmap. First, we'll look at perfecting the base blend. Second, carving the cut crease. Third, packing on that velvety pigment. Fourth, the eyeliner and glitter sequence. And finally, the final defining glamour.
All right, let's dive into phase one, perfecting the base blend and laying the foundation for a seamless look.
So how exactly do we get that perfectly seamless canvas? Well, the creator breaks down an exact progression for us. Step 1 involves taking a chocolate brown shade and applying it directly to the crease. And notice the specific tool used here. It's a round brush, perfect for concentrated placement. But you don't stop there. For step 2, you've got to diffuse and soften that brown by taking a much lighter shade and blending it out. This is where you strategically switch to a fluffy brush. Think of it this way. The round brush packs on the color, and the fluffy brush smokes it out so you're left with absolutely zero harsh edges.
This actually brings us to the creator's core philosophy. The better our blending, the better our eye look will be. Honestly, patience during this phase totally dictates the success of everything else. If you rush through that fluffy brush stage, the sharp lines we add later just won't have that beautiful, soft background to contrast against. So the golden rule, always blend, and then, blend a little more for good measure.
Moving right along to phase 2, carving the cut crease and creating that sharp Arabic shape.
The absolutely crucial takeaway here is all about the tool you choose. A flat brush is non-negotiable. You load that flat brush up with concealer and physically carve out a pristine new lid space, sweeping from the inner corner all the way to the outer corner, right over that blended brown we just perfected. And to get that specific Arabic look, you don't just stop at the edge of the eye. Nope, you extend that concealer outward into a very distinct, razor-sharp wing.
Now listen up, because here is a massive pro tip straight from the source. Applying the concealer carves out the shape, sure, but you can never, ever leave that concealer wet. The second you're done shaping, you have to move to the locking phase. Setting it immediately with a face or compact powder is mandatory. If you skip this step, that liquid concealer is just going to settle right into the natural folds of your eye, and boom, your cut crease is ruined before you've even finished the look.
Next up is phase 3, packing velvety pigment and adding that shimmering golden touch.
There's always a huge debate in the makeup world about how to apply shimmers, but the creator makes it crystal clear how to handle these specific creamy, velvety shades. First off, use your finger. The natural warmth of your skin actually maximizes the color payoff and pigmentation, pressing the product right into the lid like butter. You only want to bring a brush in afterward purely to refine those precise edges right up against that sharp-cut crease line where a finger is just, well, a bit too bulky. So remember, fingers for power, brushes for precision.
And hey, while we're dealing with shimmers, there's a super quick but absolutely essential lifting step we can't forget. You want to highlight the brow bone. The tutorial specifically utilizes a gorgeous silver cassis shade here. Just apply this right under the arch of your eyebrow and blend it lightly with a finger. It creates this seamless glow that literally lifts the whole architecture of the eye upward, and it contrasts so beautifully with those warm chocolate browns in the crease.
All right, we're into phase 4, the eyeliner and glitter sequence. Precision before sparkle.
Now this brings up a super common beginner question, one you might be asking right now.
Why apply eyeliner before glitter? Your instinct might be telling you to finish all your eyeshadow and glitter first, and then slap the eyeliner on at the very end. But is that actually the right move?
Actually, definitely not. Here is the creator's strict, non-negotiable rule. Applying eyeliner over wet or loose glitter will completely wreck your smooth line. Think about it. The eyeliner brush is just going to skip and jump over those chunky glitter pieces, leaving you with a jagged, messy edge. Nobody wants that. You must always put your liquid liner on a perfectly smooth canvas first to maintain that razor-sharp wing.
So, the exact sequence to lock in that sparkle while protecting your wing goes a little something like this. First, draw your winged eyeliner, really extending it outwards. Next, dab on a primer. The tutorial highlights the Miss Rose primer for this step. Then, grab a fluffy brush and lightly tap the glitter over the primed areas, being super careful to avoid the eyeliner you just perfected. And finally, go back in with a precision brush to refine and fill in any empty spots. This 4-step sequence is a real game changer. It guarantees maximum sparkle without sacrificing an ounce of structure.
Which brings us to our final phase, Phase 5. Final defining glamour and polishing the Arabic eye.
Let's deconstruct the lower eye detailing, because this is where the magic really sets in. For the waterline, the creator explicitly goes for a generous amount of black kajal rather than a white pencil. Why? To intensely darken the eye and really amp up that traditional Arabic drama. Then, for the lower lash line, a brown shade is applied using a very small brush. The trick here is keeping it super tight to the lash line to add depth, deliberately avoiding smudging the color too far down the face. It is all about controlled, intense depth. And now for the final polish, the finishing touches that bring this whole shebang to life. First, hit it with some mascara. Now, the mascara actually pulls double duty here. Sure, it volumizes your natural lashes to make them dense and dark, but the wand also acts like a tiny little broom, gently sweeping away any stray glitter fallout that might have landed on your lashes earlier. Finally, you apply false lashes. For this specific trend, falsies are totally non-negotiable if you want to achieve that maximum Arabic drama and complete that heavy, glamorous silhouette.
And there you have it. The final result is a flawless, heavily blended golden Arabic cut crease. Honestly, it's pretty easy to see why this incredibly vibrant, structured eye makeup is completely dominating Pakistani beauty trends right now. By breaking it down and following these exact steps, the creator proves that taking on what looks like a super intimidating trend can actually be a completely achievable reality, even for beginners.
So, I want to leave you with this thought. With all these expert techniques now in your arsenal, what bold color palette are you going to choose for your first cut crease? Are you going to stick to the classic golden velvet, or will you experiment with something totally unexpected? The foundation is yours to play with now. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Until next time, stay curious and keep learning.